Halo, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. In this video, we are going to discuss about introductions to public speaking. Okay, we are going to divide into 4 topics. The first is definitions. Secondly, the function of public speaking. The third, how to be the best public speakers. And the last is the words or the phrases usually used in the speech. Okay, the first part is the definitions. What is public speaking? Do you know what public speaking is? Public speaking is a process of making speech before an audience. So it is important to have good ability in public speaking, both business, education, and the public arena. To be a good public speaker, we have to know the way of speaking itself and the way how to deliver the speech. There are some problems appear for non-active students. First is about the language itself, then it's the confidence, and lastly is speech delivering. Okay, so from these definitions, we must know about the topic that we are going to speak or the topic that we are going to explain. Okay, jadi untuk menjadi seorang public speaker yang bagus, yang handal, kita harus paham bagaimana kita mendeliver atau memberikan speech itu sendiri. Kita juga harus menguasai speech itu sendiri. Di sisi lain, kita harus pede. Oke, untuk membangun pede, salah satu tips yang paling ampuh adalah preparations, persiapan, latihan. Itu adalah satu tips supaya kita pede untuk tampil di depan publik atau di depan audience. Biasanya kegugupan itu akan hilang apabila kita sudah banyak praktis, banyak latihan, sehingga kita bisa menguasai medan, kita bisa menguasai materi yang akan kita deliver atau yang akan kita sampaikan. Itu adalah tips untuk menjadi seorang public speaking yang baik. Okay. The next one, the function of public speaking. There are 2 functions. The first is to share our thoughts and to debate argument verbally. Jadi public speaking itu bukan hanya sekedar sharing, tapi juga debate argument verbally. Okay, to share our thoughts, it means every person has brilliant thoughts. Setiap individu itu punya pola pikir dan cara berpikir. Okay, and they can share through written or oral way. Bisa di-sharing dengan cara tulisan atau dengan cara berucap atau oral way, secara langsung. We can imagine if we have good ability of public speaking, we can easily share our idea to other people. Okay, jadi kalau kita punya public speaking yang baik, ability of public speaking, pasti kita bisa share ide-ide kita kepada orang lain itu dengan gampang. Dan orang lain itu bisa menerima dengan mudah dari informasi yang kita berikan. The next one, to debate argument verbally. An ordinary people, sometimes we have problem with other people in working place, campus, school, house, or public area. On the other hand, if we have a good ability in public speaking, having different perception with other people is easy to communicate verbally. Okay, jadi sama seperti yang sudah dijelaskan bahwa apabila kita memiliki basic atau skill untuk melakukan public speaking dengan baik, pasti orang lain itu akan menerima apa yang akan kita sampaikan itu dengan mudah. Okay. How to be the best public speaker? Okay, ini tipsnya. The most important things to be the best public speaker is arranging your own speech design. Seperti yang saya sudah jelaskan di awal, preparation is the most important things. Kenapa? Karena dengan preparation yang baik, tingkat percaya diri itu akan meningkat. Oke, dalam public speakers kita akan ada 3 bagian. The first is introductions, the second is body, and the last is conclusions. Introductions. This is the time for you to get the audience attentions, to tell about the purpose and the brief points of your speech in this phase so your audience know what kind of message will you be gotten. Oke, ini adalah saat yang tepat to catch audience attentions, perhatian dari audience. Oke, tell about your purpose. Tujuan Anda itu mau berbicara tentang apa, itu menjadi penting. Introductions atau menit-menit awal itu menjadi penting. Jadi pastikan menit awal itu Anda lancar dan Anda bisa catch, mendapatkan attentions dari audience Anda. And then the next is body. Divide the body of the speech into several points in a good way to help you easy in speaking. Body is the main point in which the messages will be delivered. Jadi, Anda harus jelas dalam menjelaskan body ini. Pastikan bagian-bagian mana atau bagian, mungkin Anda bisa membagi menjadi beberapa bagian sehingga audiens itu mudah dalam menerima speech Anda atau informasi yang Anda berikan. Oke, pastikan Anda bisa lancar membagi menjadi beberapa bagian yang mudah dipahami oleh audiens. The last is conclusions. Conclude your speech by reviewing your points and emphasize the important messages. Conclusions highlight bagian penting yang sudah Anda sampaikan tadi. Oke, berikan ekspresi-ekspresi khusus atau terminologi khusus dalam bagian conclusion ini. Karena ini menjadi penting karena review your points atau mereview dari speech Anda di bagian conclusion itu sangat penting. Biasanya audience itu ada yang hanya menangkap message dari conclusions atau bagian penutup Anda. Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay. Before doing a public speaking, you can see some tips to do. Ini tips penting. A tips one step closer to be a good public speaker. The first, understand the material well. Preparations or prepare your speech task. Practice until you feel comfortable. Practice in front of the mirror, you see your body language. Practice in front of your friends and ask them comment. Okay, so practice, and practice. Practices makes perfect. Okay, so saya yakin kalau Anda latihan, preparation-nya bagus, you keep doing practicing, so Anda pasti akan mendapatkan hasil yang maksimal. Nervous pasti akan hilang. Okay. Ini ada words or phrases that usually used in the speech. Okay, the opening. Sesuai yang sudah saya sampaikan tadi, bahwa pastikan ada ekspresi-ekspresi penting yang bisa membuat audiens itu menangkap dengan mudah apa yang Anda jelaskan. So, we can use these expressions. For examples, I have divided my speech into 5 sections. Nah, ini ada ekspresi yang bisa digunakan untuk menerangkan bahwa speech saya itu dibagi menjadi beberapa bagian. First, it's about blah blah blah. Secondly, it's about blah blah blah. And next, lastly. Or other expressions. I have put the subject into 4 sections. I have divided my talk into 5 sections. I'd like firstly to talk about the first point I'm going to make concerns. My second part will concern about I'd like to know to turn the question of blah blah blah. Okay, so you can use these expressions at the opening and the body of your speech, of course. One, word or phrase used to give a signal to develop the topic. Jadi pasti Anda akan menjelaskan satu topik dan mengembangkannya. You can use these expressions. I'd like to look at this in a bit more detail. Let me speak about this more details. Can I develop this point a bit further? Let me elaborate on this point. As I mentioned earlier, that blah blah blah, or as I said earlier, that blah blah blah. What we have to realize is blah blah blah. Okay? The next one. Word or phrase to give a signal to end the speech. Di bagian akhir ini menjadi penting. Ini penanda bahwa your speech will end. Okay? For example, thank you for your time. I appreciate the opportunity to speak with you today. I'll know. Answer the question you have about. If you need any further information, feel free to contact me at blah blah blah. Give your contact informations. Example of English speech. So this one is speech about educations. You may practice this, read it by yourself. Okay, so don't forget that you must have a clear pronunciations. Do not too loud and do not too slowly, and you must be very confident. I'm sure sometime when you get your first speech, you will get nervous. But it's okay. If you have enough preparations, I'm sure the result is better than when you don't have or when you didn't have preparations. Okay, so practices makes perfect. I'll give you 1 minute to read this speech about educations. Okay, so practice this by yourself. Read one by one and slowly. 1 minute. Time is yours. Okay, go on. Lanjutkan membaca ya. Okay, if you need more time, you can pause my video. Jadi di pause video saya, Anda bisa berlatih membaca. Okay, and you can see the 3 parts. The first part or the first paragraph is the introductions, and the second is the body. The last is conclusion, of course. Okay. Speech about drugs. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Let us offer thanks for the presence of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. Because of His mercy, we can gather in this place in good health. You can see this one is the introductions. Okay, and the second paragraph. With the rapid advancements of technology, it's not unusual for information development to make it easier for us to get something. So the second paragraph and the third paragraph is the body. And you can see the last. There are so many speech about drugs that I can convey. If there are any missing in words and sentence when conveying, please apologize. This one is the closing. Okay. If you have questions, don't hesitate to contact me. Thank you. I think that's all about today's video. I hope you can enjoy this video and you can understand the explanations. I'll see you next time. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.